A very warm good morning. My name is Joseph Kinyanjui and welcome to the 10 a.m. Business News Bulletin. We kick off with the highlights. Loss-making companies to pay as state renews push for minimum tax. New VAT plan to hit parents in top end. Kenya outshines her neighbors in PE and venture capital deals scores. Manufacturers sue seeking to block 17.5% export levy. Oil-dollar swap deals pile pressure on shillings. Welcome to the broadcast. The William Ruto administration has set sights on a share of revenue from loss-making companies after signaling a revival of minimum tax that was declared unconstitutional under the predecessor regime of Uhuru Kenyatta. The court shot down a previous plan to ensure each company pays at least a percentage of gross revenue or to the Kenya Revenue Authority revenue on the grounds that the move was based on a wrong assumption that loss-making firms were evading taxes. Appeal ruled that forcing all companies to pay a percentage of their gross sales as opposed to profit of the taxman was contrary to the Article 201 of the Constitution on fair distribution of taxation burden. And now the Treasury Cabinet Secretary Njuguna Ndung'u says the Ruto administration will seek to introduce the minimum tax from the next financial year in July 2024. And now on to other news. The government has set its sights to schools' extracurricular activities in a new plan to introduce VAT on education services. The move is expected to hit parents in elite and top schools that provide multiple services outside the regular curriculum activities, which are currently exempt from VAT. According to a statement by the National Treasury, the exemption from VAT on education that includes all services provided by the schools creates uniform and fairness, as some services like swimming when offered out to school are VATable. To remove this discrimination, there is need to impose VAT on the additional benefits. In this respect, the government will explore the introduction of VAT on services provided by schools but not directly related to education. Allied schools usually offer activities outside the standard curriculum, dictating premium fees which will rise to as much as 3 million shillings a year. The extra activities or services usually as springboards into careers such as music or sports, while others teach new technologies. Kenya has accounted for the lion's share of private equity and venture capital deals in East Africa in the past decade, helped by the diversified economy and talent base that has made Nairobi a preferred base for investors eyeing regional opportunities. Analysis of investment activity done by East Africa Venture Capital Association (EAVCA) shows that the country accounted for 69% of the 478 PE and Development Finance Institution (DFI) investments between 2013 and the first half of this year. These deals incorporate both inward investments and exits. Uganda accounted for 12%, Tanzania and Ethiopia 6%, each and Rwanda 5%, with the rest cutting across multiple countries. In terms of monetary value, Kenya has accounted for 74% of the total disclosed deal value of $8.6 billion, that is 1.26 trillion shillings, ahead of Uganda, Ethiopia, and Rwanda at 8, 7, and 5% respectively. PE funds do not always disclose the value of deals, meaning that the monetary value is likely higher both for entry and exit transactions. Manufacturers have filed a court case seeking to block the new 17.5% export and investment promotion levy on imported goods such as steel and clinker, saying it will affect their business. The position contrasts with that businessman Narendra Raval, who backs the levy and whose steel and cement operations are set to benefit from the recent taxation changes. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers, KAM, on Monday filed a case before Justice Mugure Dande at the High Court in Milimani, Nairobi, asking for the levy to be declared unconstitutional. According to KAM, the levy will not achieve its intended goal of boosting local production and exports. It cited lack of public participation, discrimination, failure by the National Treasury to set up the fund, and poor quality of locally available raw materials as some of the reasons they were opposed to the levy. And now on to our final report. A large batch of dollar-denominated loans sourced from banks by oil marketers last year have fallen due, piling pressure on the shilling in spite of the government-backed deal to import fuel on credit. Bank executives told the Thika Road Radio that oil dealers were currently settling their loan obligations made last year amid forex shortages, keeping the dollar demand high within the oil industry and eating into the gains of fuel importation deal. In transactions known as currency swaps, the oil marketers exchanged Kenya shillings for equivalent amount of dollars with local lenders. The parties essentially loaned each other money on agreement to repay the amounts at a specified date and exchange rate. At the end of the agreement, they will swap again at either the original exchange rate or another pre-agreed rate, closing out the deal. That marks the end of our 10 a.m. Business News Bulletin. My name is Joseph Kinyanju, and I wish you a fruitful and a beautiful day ahead.
Your radio of choice, TR Radio. We are with you 24/7, full of entertainment, inspiration, and educative content. Chat, text, call, or comment on 011